Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you to our nominees for being here today, and welcome. Let me just, if I might, as we meet with these noms this morning, make very clear how important your job is. There are farmers and ranchers and grain elevators and cooperatives, the agricultural community that are increasingly dependent upon the tools that are available and that they utilize in terms of better managing their risk, and especially in an era where you're starting to see lower commodity prices and higher production costs, and these are all things that are under your jurisdiction. So I just want you to know that the job that you have in front of you is an important one, and there are an awful lot of people who depend upon the tools that are available. And we all understand the importance as well as the need for transparency, for smart regulations that allow for and for effective cost analysis of proposed rules. I think it's really important that that be an important component of everything that you do at the Commission. Just a couple of quick questions. I know the Chair is anxious to, we've got, I think, some votes going here momentarily, but I wanted to ask and direct this to you, Mr. Massad. Since the passage of Dodd-Frank in 2010, the Commission has issued approximately 60 rules, followed by more than 140 no-action letters. This reliance on no-action letters has created some confusion for the industries that the CFTC is regulating, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are on the use of no-action letters, and what, as Chairman, would you propose changing to decrease the CFTC's reliance on no-action letters?
Thank you for the question, Senator Thune. As someone who was in private law practice for many years, I think I appreciate very much the importance of good process and the importance of clarity in rulemaking. I also understand that there are appropriate circumstances where instead of a rule you may do guidance, you may do no action. The Commission, Congress gave the Commission enormous responsibilities with deadlines to bring an entire market into regulation that really wasn't regulated. The Commission has promulgated almost all the rules required. It has also issued a number of no-action letters. What I would pledge to you is that I will use all my best abilities to make sure that we act in a way that provides certainty, clarity, and sustainability, that we use rules where that is appropriate, that we have good adherence to the requirements of the Administrative Procedures Act so that people can comment on those rules. There may be situations where guidance and no-action letters are appropriate, such as when there are new facts in the market or things are still developing. But I think it's very important that we act in a manner that market participants can rely on what we're doing and have predictability. Predictability, having been a lawyer who advised a lot of businesses, predictability about the rules is very critical.
Okay. Ms. Bowen, a lot of agricultural end users are raising concerns about CFTC rule number 1.35 and the record-keeping requirements associated with that. And they find the rule so broad and vague that they believe they have to save every email or article that might lead to the execution of a transaction. And I'm wondering, as Commissioner, how you would provide more practical guidance to end users with regard to that rule.
Yes. And I have read comments to that effect, and I don't think rules could be sort of a one-size-fits-all, and I think that's clear from the feedback that the Commission has received. And particularly with end users, we don't want to have rules that will create undue cost or burdens on them. And so I would pledge to make sure we focus on that, really, really clearly. And I look forward to work with you and your staff as well.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Giancarlo, tell me about why you'd want to leave the private sector and pursue a position as a CFTC Commissioner.
Maybe I can tell a little story. In 1942, my grandfather was a a physician in private practice in Hudson County, New Jersey, with a family of two and a busy urban practice. And a few months after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, he marched down to the local recruiting office and enlisted in the U.S. Army. He, as a doctor, felt he had something to bring. Even though he was 40 years old, he felt that he could serve his country following a crisis. He could bring his medical training. He then went on to serve in Fort Daniel, Georgia, and Fort Thomas, Kentucky. His family lived with my great-grandmother in Cincinnati during that service. He was the Army commandant, medical commandant. And he brought his medical skills to bear to solve a problem that had been a great problem in World War I with all the illness and death on American camps before the GIs even got to the front. In a similar way, I feel that I've learned a lot through the financial crisis. I was there in the center of it as an operator of marketplaces. I saw the devastation in markets, and I realized that markets to operate efficiently and to serve our country, have to have credibility, have to have the reforms put in place, but have to be put in place in the right manner. So I think I'm at a unique time. I think I have a unique set of skills, and I think I can bring them to bear and somehow follow in my grandfather's footsteps.
Thank you. See, my time's expired. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you all.
Thank you, absolutely. Senator Brown?